What's up, guys? This is Zombie. This is the next section after the first boss that you get to, Phalanx, however you say it. So you start off after him, and you get to some remainder of his guards. Kill them like you did the previous ones. Get behind them, loot the shards, or stones, or whatever they're called. And it's a good place to farm those if you're using those to upgrade your weapon. This is pretty straightforward. It's a couple things to pick up in here, a couple things to see. Yeah, I got it all messed up there. I actually sometimes, depending on how I'm upgrading a weapon, these drop. I can't remember which stones, but if they're the ones you need, it's a good place to pick them up. There's, if you saved that guy in the previous section, he pops back up there and asks you to save him again, so he's kind of a pain. And here's the dragon. You have to time his strafe runs. It's just like the previous one where you ran into him. And if you can't tell already, I had to double this up because this first run ends up being 20 minutes, so I had to speed it up to make it not take forever. But this is the first part of Boletarian Palace 1-2, which this is going to show you how to kill this dragon. I'm essentially setting up now, and you just point to this plot in space either with an arrow or some ranged. You can do it with casting. Casting's a little harder to get it lined up, but it's essentially the same thing, and it actually happens. Casting takes a little less time because you do more damage per hit. I'm using the short bow, the standard one that comes with the rogue here, and all you do is you fight down across the first section of where the dragon strafes. You fight up to the top, just like I did. Look backwards, and he just does this bombing run like he does now, and over and over and over again. And I think I didn't notice how many arrows I started with, but it was somewhere in the 220 range, I guess, something like that. And I think it takes me about 100 or a little over 100 to do it. It gets really tedious, and his little screech sounds that he makes when he comes down really start to grate on you after a while. So the way I do it is I mute it, and once you got it zoomed in, you got your aim with the bow or with the spells, you just pull the trigger. And I do something else: surf the web, talk to the wife, look out the window, whatever. You could almost do it really based off of sound, except as you damage them, that's one of the great things about the game. It actually, the more arrows you shoot into him, the slower he goes, and he drops a little further when he comes down. I mean, he's wounded, so it actually shows up that way. The other thing I wanted to say is that when you're shooting him, it's hard to tell, but as he flies at you and up, if you hit him with the arrow, a little blood trail, and you'll see it vaguely on the screen of red, appears in your face. So that lets you know you're hitting him. If you're doing magic and say you're using soul arrow, if you hit him, it's a little trail of this whitish kind of sparkly stuff. So you do get some sort of indication that you're hitting him. And you also get the fact after you plow into him for a long time, he slows down. While this is going on, this obviously doesn't help you guys who have no ranged. There is a way to do this without ranged. If you go down to where he strafes, right when he first drops down, his feet drag on the ground, and you can try and beat him with your melee weapon when he does that. But man, I've never had that work out too well, honestly, and I don't think I've ever seen a video of anybody doing that either. But that being said, I'm going to end up speeding the video up a whole bunch because you end up seeing this for about an hour. So I'll zoom to the end when he dies, And that's really it. I hoped it helped you out a little bit. And he's not a boss that you have to kill, but he makes it sure a lot easier to do it, because the rest of this map you're running down barracks. You can either stay on the top, or battlements, whatever they're called, or on the bottom. And if he's there, he's a pain in the ass. He hits you all the time. Yeah, I mean, you have to try and knocking him off like this makes the rest of your life easier. It gives you a bunch of souls. It also gives you boss demon soul. I think his is a fiery heart or something like that that you can use later. But that's it. Easy and simple. Just point it at the right spot and have a lot of patience. See ya.